When cleaning your vehicle by valeting, steaming, waxing or polishing, make sure the engine is also sound. Servicing your vehicle with Gold synthetic oil and any quality Gold oil massages the engine, removes deposit, protects it from wear and tear for longer lasting performance, and makes your vehicle feel pampered. Made for diesel and super engines. Remember, after every 15,000 kilometers of enjoying your ride, service your engine with Gold synthetic oil.
Gold is a champion. That's why I, Azuma Nelson, 3 times world boxing champion and a patriot, always choose Gold.
Ashene Pankasa. Gold, good energy.
There's always that one individual so selfless and caring. The world still has caring people. Getting unexpected help is a joy for us. That's why at Prudential Life, we've introduced Ultimate, the no-lapse guarantee on your Premier and Classic farewell plans. The biggest challenge for most clients having a funeral policy is the fact that when they are unable to pay premiums due to financial challenges, the policies elapse and the full benefit falls off. We have introduced the no-lapse guarantee on our funeral plans. This ensures that you don't lose your full benefit in challenging financial moments. Prudential, always listening, always understanding.
The National Science and Maths Quiz is the longest-running independent production on television. It's the one program that brings education authorities, allied staff, students, old students associations, and parents together in support of science education at the senior high school rank of the education ladder. The objectives of the National Science and Maths Quiz are to promote the study of the sciences and mathematics, to help senior high school students develop quick thinking skills and a probing and scientific mind about things around them, to promote healthy academic rivalry between senior high schools, to a lesser degree, keep old students still interested in their schools and encourage them to offer help to their alma mater, to inculcate a degree of science culture in the Ghanaian society for all to see science as a way of life.
The 2018 edition of the National Science and Math Quiz. We are in the semi-finals. Wow. Yes. Hooray. This is still the Money Zone, proudly sponsored by GCB Bank. And I'm proud to say, and I'm actually making an observation, that since the Money Zone started, nobody has left the stage crying. The stakes are even higher in the semi-finals. Each correctly answered question fetches some points, and each point is worth 10 Ghana cedis. At the end of the contest, we'll do the calculations. The total amount will go to the 3 contestants for each team and 1 teacher from that team. So a lot at stake today. So we bring you the first semi-final contest, which features MFANTSIPIM School. Ghana National College. And ADISADEL College. Let's meet the contestants. Ghana National College. Ghana National College is represented by
Elizabeth Linda, final year.
Obeying Amakunita David, final year.
You're welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
How are you?
Yeah, fine, thank you.
Wonderful. It must be a great feeling to be in the semi-finals.
Yes.
Sure.
Can you describe it?
All along, we haven't found it that easy, but we pray and we hope that God will take us to the finals.
All right, so that's a feeling.
Yes, that's a feeling.
Anyway, what have you felt, or what do you think about the competition so far? What are your impressions of the competition so far, this year's competition?
So far, this year's competition has been very interesting. It's
Interesting?
nice. Yes.
All right. The contest today. What to expect?
A win.
A win.
Yes.
Best wishes to you.
Thank you.
MFANTSIPIM School. Oh, you may sit. MFANTSIPIM School is represented by
Owusu James, final year.
David Ansabel, final year.
You're welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you, madam.
How are you doing?
Yeah, fine.
What does the semi-finals feel like?
I'm short of words.
Short of words, I see. All right, no problem. And your impressions of the 2018 edition of the National Science and Math Quiz?
It's very competitive and very involving.
Very involving, very competitive. That's normal. Okay, this contest, what are we expecting?
We're expecting that the same God who did it for us in 1999 and 2014 will do it for us today.
Best wishes. ADISADEL College. ADISADEL College is represented by
Sasuke Rampedu final year.
Quay Jeffrey final year.
You're welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you, madam.
How are you?
We are doing good.
You're doing well.
Yes, please.
That's wonderful. What does it feel like to be in the semi-finals?
It's a very great excitement being in the semi-final.
Excitement?
Yes, please.
Okay, that's good. And your impressions of our competition, the 2018 edition?
This year's competition has been very competitive and there have been some surprising results here and there.
So you've enjoyed it?
Yes, please.
Okay, that's wonderful. This contest, what are we expecting?
With God on our side, we shall emerge victorious.
All right. Best wishes. Viewers, we've met the contestants. Everyone is promising victory. The two colleges and the school. Before we begin, I would like to acknowledge that the National Science and Math Quiz is sponsored by the Ghana Education Service through the Conference of Heads of Assisted Secondary Schools. We also have support from GCB Bank, Accra College of Medicine, Medifem Multi-Specialist Hospital and Fertility Center, Lancaster University, Ghana, Academic City College, West African Center for Cell Biology of Infectious Pathogens, WACBIB, Awake Purified Drinking Water, GTP, MFA Jewelry, and Hoti Makeup. The mentorship sessions are sponsored by Bond Savings and Loans and RMG Ghana, and SciTech Fair 2018 was sponsored by GOIL, Prudential Life Insurance Ghana, and Talo Ghana Limited. Our media sponsors are City FM and Joy News. This is a prime time production. My name is Elsie Efa Kaufman. I'm your quiz mistress. Contestants, the contest, as always, comes to you in 5 rounds. The first round is a round for fundamental concepts. The questions are simple and direct. I'm expecting simple and direct answers from you. If you answer your major question correctly, 3 points. If the question is incorrectly answered, it becomes available to the 2 other schools. A school may ring and attempt an answer. If right, a bonus point. If not, there's a penalty, 1 point. For questions that require calculations, you have 30 seconds to present your answer. If there are no calculations, you have 10 seconds to do so. All of the questions are to be attempted once only. Best wishes to all 3 schools. First set of questions will require about 10 seconds of your time. I have a short preamble, after which I'll come to you at ADISADEL College. This is the preamble. When I get to your school, I will give you a description. State the type of taxes to which the description refers. I hope you got the preamble. When I get to you, I will give you a description. State the type of taxes to which the description refers. All right, so now at ADISADEL College, the form of taxes seen in many aquatic organisms, example, fish, whereby they will generally tend to face into an oncoming current. Yes, Asu?
Barrow taxes.
That's incorrect, for bonus. The right answer is real taxes. In MFANTSIPIM school, the orientation of movement by an organism with sensory receptors toward or away from a particular source of stimulation, that is, a taxis in which an organism orients itself in respect to a stimulus, such as a light source, as though that were the only stimulus acting on it. Answer bell.
Phototaxi.
That's incorrect. For bonus. The right answer is telotaxis. Ghana National College. The straight movement by an organism towards or away from a source of stimulation as a result of comparing information received by paired sensory receptors on both sides of the body. That is, a taxis in which an organism orients itself by the simultaneous comparison of stimulus of different intensity acting on separate end organs. Yes, Elizabeth Linda.
Neurotaxis.
That's incorrect. For a bonus. The right answer is tropotaxis. Yes. That's why we are in the semi-final. Next set, 10 seconds. At ADISADEL College, define the term screening effect used in connection with atoms and explain how screening effect is expected to vary across a period of the periodic table. Sasu.
Screening effect, it is the reduction in the force of attraction by the nucleus for the valence electrons as a result of the presence of the core electrons. And as one moves across the period, the screening effect remains relatively constant.
Yes. In MFANTSIPIM school, Define the term effective nuclear charge and state how effective nuclear charge will vary down a group in the periodic table. Yes, also up here.
Effective nuclear charge refers to the net attraction of the protons in the neutrons on the valence electrons of the atom, resulting in the decrease in the size of the atom, and down the group it decreases.
Yes. Ghana National College. Use screening effect and effective nuclear charge to explain the variation of atomic radius across a period in the periodic table. Nathan David.
As you move across the period, atomic numbers increases. Therefore, there is an increase in nuclear charge. That's the force of attraction that the nucleus of the atom has for the valence electrons, thereby causing an increase in effective nuclear charge, where there's a screening effect is decreased. Therefore, as you move across the period, the atomic radius generally decreases since the nucleus has a greater force of attraction for the valence electrons, thereby shrinking the size of the atom and making it small.
I'm going to give you 2 out of 3. There was one element that you didn't get right, which is the screening effect of the core electrons is constant. That doesn't change. But everything else you said was right. That's why you have 2 out of 3. All right. Next set, 30 seconds with a preamble. Preamble to all schools. Solve the given trigonometric equation for x in the interval 0 degrees less than x less than 360 degrees. That's the preamble. I hope you got that. Again, solve the given trigonometric equation for x in the interval 0 degree less than x less than 360 degrees. All right, so now, ADISADEL. Sine of x is equal to √2/2. Sasu.
X is 45 degrees and x is 135 degrees.
Okay. With the same preamble, cosine of x is equal to √3/2. Also appear.
The value of x is 30 degrees and 330 degrees.
Yes. With the same preamble, tangent of x is equal to square root of 3. Yes, Nathan David.
X can be 60 degrees. Also, x can be 240 degrees.
Yes. Next set, 30 seconds with a preamble to all schools. Preamble. In each of the following situations, a charged particle enters a region where both an electric field E and a magnetic field B exist. The E field is perpendicular to the B field, and the velocity of the particle is perpendicular to both when it enters to both when it enters the field region. Did you get it? All right. In each of the following situations, a charged particle enters a region where both an electric field E and a magnetic field B exist. The E field is perpendicular to the B field, and the velocity of the particle is perpendicular to both when it enters the field region. So now the questions. A particle of mass 6.4 times 10 to the power negative 17 kilogram and charge 3.2 times 10 to the power negative 19 coulomb is accelerated from rest through a potential difference of 20.0 volts into the crossed fields. Find the ratio of the electric to the magnetic field strength if the particle is undeflected by the fields. Sasu.
The ratio is 3:2.
That's incorrect. For bonus. The right answer is root 5/5 or 0.45. MFANTSIPIM school with the same preamble. A charged particle accelerated from rest through a potential difference of 100.0 volts passes through the field region undeflected when E is equal to 40.0 volts per meter and B is equal to 0.200 Tesla. Find the charge to mass ratio of the particle. Yes, Hansabel.
Okay, it would be 1:200.
That's incorrect. For bonus. The charge to mass ratio is 200 coulomb per kilogram. With the same preamble, Ghana National. A charged particle accelerated from rest passes through the field region undeflected when E is equal to 400.0 volts per meter and B is equal to 0.0200 Tesla. Find the accelerating potential if the charge to mass ratio of the particle is 1.76 times 10 to the power 11 coulomb per kilogram. Nathan David.
8.30 times 10 to the power 10 volts.
That's incorrect. For bonus. The right answer is 1.14 times 10 to the power negative 3 volts. Next set is actually a single question to all schools, after which I will go round for right answers. no bonus. Okay? So single question, I'll come to you, give me a right answer, and then I'll move on for a next right answer, which is different. Okay, so this is a question. Proteins have active sites with a wide variety of properties that enable them to bind specifically to different substrates. When I get to your school, please mention only one property of proteins which influences the binding of enzymes to substrates. So, first choice, ADISADEL. Yes, Sasu.
Madam, the pH of the medium. The pH of the medium.
I'm not accepting that. Moving on. Yes, Uswapia.
The shape of the substrate in relation to the enzyme or protein molecule.
I'll give you 2. No, actually, I'm changing my mind. I'll give you 1. Ghana National. Yes, Elizabeth Linda.
Okay. Proteins are temperature sensitive, that is, and they're also pH sensitive, that is, they can work within a particular, they can work properly within a particular temperature and pH range.
No. Okay. I was asking about the properties of the protein itself. The properties of the protein itself. So size and shape. Size and shape. That's one of them. Polarity or non-polarity. Positive or negative charge. Hydrophobicity or hydrophilicity. And then special properties of cofactors. You were all over the place. Shall I even withdraw the 1 point? Next set, 10 seconds. Explain the observation that though the hybridization of the bonding orbitals of nitrogen is sp3, the HNH bond angle is 107 degrees instead of 109.5 degrees. Sasu.
Madam, although the hybridization of the nitrogen is sp3, the nitrogen contains a lone pair of electrons, and this lone pair of electrons repel the bonded electrons to an extent such that it decreases the bonding angle. That's why that's why the bonding angle is 107 degrees instead of the normal 109.5
yes.
degrees.
Phosphine, pH 3, like ammonia, is pyramidal with the HPH bond angle 93 degrees, compared with the NH bond angle of 107 degrees. Explain why the bond angle is different from that of ammonia. Yes, Ansabel.
This occurrence is due to the fact that there are a greater number of non-bonding electrons on the phosphorus atom in the phosphine molecule, and thus this causes a greater electron repulsion, and thus it decreases the bond angle between the phosphorus atom and the hydrogen atoms as compared to ammonia, in which there's a lesser number of non-bonding electrons on the nitrogen atom. Thus, there's a lesser electron repulsion.
For bonus. Okay. So 3 of the hybridized orbitals of phosphorus form bonds with hydrogen to give a trigonal pyramid structure. That one is given. The 4th orbital contains the electron pair. It's not more electrons, it's still the electron pair. But this orbital is larger than that of the nitrogen. It's a larger orbital. And so repulsion between the non-bonding electrons and the covalent bonds will be greater. And hence you have the smaller HPH angle. It's the size of the orbital that causes this problem. All right. Ghana National. The dipole moments per molecule of BCl3 and NH3 are 0 and 1.49 dBi units respectively. How do you account for this observation? Yes, Nathan David.
What's the shape of this? Just write it. Considering the shape of BCl3 and NH3, we have the shape of BCl3 to be trigonal planar, and we have the shape of NH3 to be pyramidal shape. Now, looking at the way the chlorine atoms are bonded to the boron atom, you realize that the molecule is such that it is symmetrical, and the bond angle between them is 120 degrees. Thereby, the dipole moments cancel out. So the BCl3 molecule will have a net dipole of 0. Considering the NH3 molecule, the way hydrogen is bonded to nitrogen in the molecule, because of the presence of a lone pair of electron, that's a single lone pair of electron on the nitrogen, there is repulsion between the bonded pair of electron and a lone pair of electron. Therefore, the shape of the NH3 molecule is not all that symmetrical, and there is dipole moments because of the electronegativity difference between the nitrogen and the hydrogen. And NH3 is not symmetrical. Therefore, electrons are concentrated
how long can you go on?
one side than another side. So there is a net dipole in the NH3 molecule.
2. All right. So the short answer to all of this is this. BCl3 is a planar molecule. It's planar, with Cl evenly distributed around the B. And so the BCl dipoles will cancel out. NH3 is pyramidal, and so the dipoles don't cancel out. Next set, 30 seconds. I have a preamble to all schools. Preamble. Find the equation of the image of the circle x minus 3 all squared plus y plus 2 all squared is equal to 25. Did you get your preamble? Again. Find the equation of the image of the circle. Expression x minus 3 squared plus the expression y plus 2 squared is equal to 25. So now your question. After reflection in the line y is equal to x, Sasu.
We have into brackets the expression x plus 2, the expression squared, plus into another bracket the expression y minus 3, the expression squared is equal to 25.
Yes. With the same preamble, after reflection in the x-axis, Owusu-Apia.
Madam, you're having the equation of the circle to be the square of the expression x minus 3 plus the square of the expression 2 minus y is equal to 25.
That's incorrect. Yes, Kwei.
The expression x minus 3 all squared plus the expression y minus 2 all squared is equal to 25.
Yes, that's the right one. Ghana National College with the same preamble. After reflection in the y-axis. Yes, Nathan David.
The square of the expression x plus 3 plus the square of the expression y plus 2 is equal to 25.
Yes. Next set, 30 seconds with a preamble to all schools. Preamble. A series of position and linear momentum measurements are made on a particle. After each measurement, the particle is returned to its initial state before a repetition of the measurement of another type of measurement is made. Did you get your preamble? All right, so ADISADEL. If the x-coordinate results have an uncertainty of 4.0 picometers, what can the smallest value of the uncertainty in the x component of linear momentum be? Sasu.
Okay, so we have 1.3 times 10 exponent negative 23 Newton seconds.
Yes. With the same preamble, if the x-coordinate results have an uncertainty of 4 picometers, what can the smallest value of the uncertainty in the y component of the linear momentum be? Yes, Ansabel.
0 Newton seconds.
Yes. Ghana National with the same preamble. If the y component of linear momentum results have an uncertainty of 4.0 piconewton second, what can the smallest value of the uncertainty in the y coordinate be? Yes, Elizabeth Linda.
8.3 times 10 to the power negative 23 Newton seconds.
That's incorrect. Go ahead.
1.3 times 10 to the power negative 23 meters.
Yes. There's nothing wrong with your bell. Ten seconds with a preamble. State and explain whether the following feedback mechanisms are examples of positive or negative feedback. That's the preamble. I hope you got it. State and explain whether the following feedback mechanisms are examples of positive or negative feedback. You got it? All right, so now your question. A ripe banana on a banana plant produces ethylene, which causes the surrounding banana fruits to ripen. And they, in turn, produce ethylene until all of the bananas on the plant are ripe. Sasu.
Madam, it's an example of positive feedback. And this is because as the ripe bananas produce the ethylene, it causes the unripe ones to also ripen. Hence, they seem to move in the, they seem to promote the mechanism, that is, they promote the process for the.
Yes. With the same preamble. The stomach uses the enzyme pepsin to digest proteins. It first secretes pepsinogen, which is an enzyme in an inactive form. When food is taken into the stomach and needs to be digested, pepsinogen is converted to pepsin. Answer Bell.
It's a positive feedback mechanism, and this is due to the fact that the pepsin, which is present in the stomach, would be activated to form pepsin, which is in greater quantity. So more pepsinogen will be converted by the stomach juices to produce pepsin, hence to facilitate the process of digestion in the stomach. So the input of pepsinogen will lead to more pepsin output.
Ghana National College. When there is a cut in part of someone's body, the body releases chemicals that activate blood platelets. Platelets are responsible for stopping bleeding by forming clots. Elizabeth Linda.
This is an example of positive feedback. This is because the presence of the blood platelets produces signals which are picked up by the blood cells to produce more platelets to go to the area of the cut, thus helping to stop the bleeding on time and facilitating the clotting of the blood.
Yes. Next set, 30 seconds. ADISADEL. Manganese 7 oxide is stable at 0 degrees Celsius, but it explodes at 10 degrees Celsius to give manganese 4 oxide and oxygen gas. Please give a balanced equation for the explosive reaction. Which of you, please? Yes, Kwei.
2Mn2O7 producing 4MnO2 plus 3O2.
Yes. Antimony 3 sulfide, which occurs in an ore stibnite, reacts with oxygen to give the volatile oxide Sb4O6 and SO2. Please give a balanced equation for the reaction. Yes, answer Bell.
It's 2Sb2S3 plus 9O2 going into SB4O6 plus 6SO2.
Yes. Dioxonitrate 3 acid reacts with the iodide ion in acid medium to give nitrogen 2 oxide, iodine, and water. Please give a balanced equation for the reaction. Nathan David.
Right. We have HNO3 plus 2I minus plus H plus going into NO plus I2 plus H2O.
That's incorrect. Yes, which of you answer Bell?
It will be HNO2 plus 2H plus 2I minus going into NO plus H2O plus I2.
That's incorrect. The right answer, 2HNO2 plus 2I minus plus 2H plus going to 2NO plus I2 plus 2H2O. Next set, 30 seconds with a preamble to all schools. Expand the binomial expression in ascending powers of x up to the term in x squared. Indicate the range of values of x for which the expansion is valid. Did you get the preamble? Okay, again. Expand the binomial expression in ascending powers of x up to the term in x squared. Indicates the range of values of x for which the expansion is valid. All right, so your expression. 1 minus 2x all raised to the power negative half. Quay.
The expansion is 1 plus x plus 3x squared over 2. And the range of values of x is minus half is less than x is less than half.
Yes. Your expression, 1 plus 2x, all raised to the power negative 2. Oh, Swapia.
Madam, we are having the expansion to be 1 minus 4x plus 12x squared, and the range of values of x for it to be valid is all real numbers.
2 out of 3. It's valid for the absolute value of x is less than half, or negative half less than x less than half, but your expansion was fine. Ghana National, with the same preamble, your expression, 1 minus 3x all raised to the power half. Nathan David.
1 minus 3x over 2 minus 9x squared over 8, and the range of values of x is negative 1 on 3 is less than x is less than positive 1 on 3.
Yes. Last set of questions for the round. Last set of questions for the round. 30 seconds with a preamble to all schools. Preamble. Several objects roll from rest without slipping down a plane inclined at 30 degrees to the horizontal. Find the speed of the given object at the bottom of the inclined plane when released from the given height on the plane. Did you get it? You did. Again. Several objects roll from rest without slipping down a plane inclined at 30 degrees to the horizontal. Find the speed of the given object at the bottom of the inclined plane when released from the given height on the plane. So at ADISADEL College, a solid sphere from a height of 7.0 meters. Sasu.
You have 2 root of 35 meters per second.
I'm not accepting that. Yes, for bonus. Answer Bell.
10 meters per second.
Yes. Your major question with the same preamble. A solid cylinder from a height of 0.30 meters. Answer Bell.
2 meters per second. It is 2 meters per second.
I'm giving you 2 out of 3. I'll tell you the reason later, but I think you already know. All right. Ghana National. A thin-walled cylindrical shell from a height of 0.90 meters. Yes, Nathan David.
4.00 meters per second.
That's incorrect. Yes, Kwei. I can't give that to you. Kwei, you have to give your answer again.
3.00 meters per second.
And I didn't give it to you for a bonus. not for a bonus. The right answer is 3.0 meters per second. And then in MFANTSIPIM school, I gave you, what was your answer again?
2 points. You just said 2 meters per second.
You just said 2, okay. The right answer was 2.0 meters per second. I gave you warning starting from quarterfinals. All right. So that's the end of the first round.
When cleaning your vehicle by valeting, steaming, waxing, or polishing, make sure the engine is also sound. Servicing your vehicle with gold synthetic oil and any quality gold oil massages the engine, removes deposit, protects it from wear and tear for longer lasting performance, and makes your vehicle feel pampered. Made for diesel and super engines. Remember, after every 15,000 kilometers of enjoying your ride, service your engine with gold synthetic oil.
Goal is a champion. That's why I, Azuma Nelson, 3 times world boxing champion and a patriot, always choose Goal.
Ashene Pankasa. Goil, good energy.
I can conveniently pay for my utility bills, my son's Cartoon Network on DSTV, and renew my internet services package. I can securely send my sweet mother her monthly allowance by simply transferring funds from my bond account into hers. I can also pay the gardener through any of the mobile money platforms available. I can verify if the check to the vendor has cleared. Now let me guess, my sister is here.
Question regarding the equation of the image of the circle x minus 3 all raised to the power 2 plus y plus 2 all raised to the power 2 is equal to 25. There was a question that went to MFANTSIPIM school. After this preamble, they were to give the equation after a reflection in the x-axis. They gave the expression x minus 3 squared plus the expression, is it negative y plus 2 squared is equal to 25. And I didn't give them the point. I passed it on for a bonus. That should have been right. Who answered the bonus? Okay. Okay, so you get your 4 points and we withdraw the bonus. Okay. Got it? So there are different ways of expressing it. Because of the squared, that is fine. At the end of the first round, Ghana National College has 16 points. ADISADEL College has 23 points. MFANTSIPIM School has 24 points. We have a long way to go, 4 more rounds. Round 2. This round is also known as a speed race. The questions in the round are directed to all 3 schools simultaneously. For an opportunity to answer a question, you must ring for it. May I hear your bell, Ghana National College? Thank you. Yours, MFANTSIPIM School. Thank you. And yours, ADISADEL College. All right. If you answer the question correctly on the first attempt, 3 points. On the second attempt, 2 points. On the third attempt, 1 point. Be careful though, because if you attempt to answer a question and you are unsuccessful, you lose a precious point. For questions requiring calculations, you have a maximum of 30 seconds to present your answer. If there are no calculations, you have a maximum of 10 seconds. Best wishes to all schools. First question, 30 seconds. A photon beam of wavelength 550 nanometers illuminates a black surface at normal incidence. If the photons strike the surface at a rate of 2.0 times 10 to the power 14 per second, and each photon is absorbed by the surface, find the force the beam exerts on the surface. The right answer, 2.4 times 10 to the power negative 13 Newton. 30 seconds. The thermal efficiency of a 200 megawatt electric power plant is 30%. How much thermal energy does the plant reject into the atmosphere in a 10-hour period? Yes, which of you, please? Yes, Ansabel.
140 megawatts.
That's incorrect. Yes, please raise your hand, Sasu.
5.04 times 10 exponent 12 joules.
You are right. Next one, 10 seconds. Why does it hurt less to break a fall slowly than to break a fall suddenly? Which of you? Yes, Ansabel.
Okay, in breaking the force slowly, there would be a lesser impulse that would be exerted on the body in motion. And also the duration of the time is longer. That is higher. And since force is inversely proportional to the time taken, it means that the force would be lower on the body as due to Newton's second law of motion.
Yes, it's a force. Next set, 10 seconds each. Give a suitable reason why reptiles and birds lay shelled eggs while mammals produce eggs without shells. Sasu.
Madam, this is because in mammals, the embryo is harnessed within the organism. That is, mammals are viviparous. Hence, the embryo is not, or the fetus is not exposed to harsh environmental conditions. But in amphibians and in reptiles, they are oviparous. That is, they lay eggs, and the zygote is exposed to the environmental conditions, exposed to harsh.
Yes. Next one. Some plants reproduce by releasing pollen into the air, which reaches the female plant and fertilizes the egg. The zygote formed as a result of fertilization grows and eventually becomes another plant. Explain whether plants fit into cell theory or not. Yes, also appear.
Madam, they fit into the cell theory. This is due to the fact that a postulate of the cell theory states that cells develop from pre-existing cells, and the pollen grain is the main sex cell, male sex cell, and after fertilization, it produces the zygote, which is a diploid cell. Hence, this explains why plants are part of the cell theory, because they are able to produce their young ones from other cells that are from the parent.
Next one. Why are haploid plants preferred over diploids for mutation studies? Which of you? Yes, Elizabeth Linda.
For the haploid plants, it's easier to study them using for mutation studies because there is no new characteristic that is going to be exhibited. And they exhibit the the characteristics of only one parent. So only the same characteristics are transferred from one generation to another. But for the diploid plants, crossing over occurs, which produces new forms of characters, which makes it difficult to study the particular.
No. Yes, Sasu.
Madam, haploid cells are more easier to study mutation, and this is because in these haploid cells, when the cells are mutated, these haploid cells combine to form the diploid zygote. Hence, if these cells are mutated, the effect of the mutation can be studied in the zygote.
Not enough. Okay. So the haploids are preferred over the diploids for mutation studies because mutation is easier to observe in a haploid recessive. The recessive. Most of the induced mutations are recessive, and these have to be in pairs, double, in order to be expressed phenotypically. So the mutations are not seen when you have heterozygous conditions, right? So when you have a haploid plant, the recessive mutation can easily be expressed and easily seen. That's the reason. Next set, first question. Actually, I have a preamble for the first and second questions. Listen to the preamble first. An iron ore, which is supposed to contain Fe2O3, is only 1.2% rich in the oxide. That's the preamble. So now, two questions with this preamble. The first one, 30 seconds. Calculate the mass of the oxide in kilograms that can be obtained from 90.0 tons of the ore. Please note. Okay, go ahead. Which of you? Answer bell. Oswapia.
Madam, the mass is 108.0 kilograms.
That's incorrect. Let me continue. Please note that 1 ton is equivalent to 1,000 kilograms. Which of you, please? Sasu.
Madam, you can extract 108.0 kilograms of the oxide.
No. The right answer is 10.8 kilograms. Next one, 30 seconds, with the same preamble. Calculate the mass in tons of the ore that must be processed to yield 60 kilograms of pure Fe2O3. Yes, Elizabeth, Linda.
5 tons.
That's incorrect. Which, yes, go ahead. Oswapia.
Madam, 500.0 kilograms.
Oh, no. The right answer is 500 tons. Next one, 10 seconds, and we are done with the preamble. Name any 3 elements in asbestos. So any 3 of calcium, magnesium, silicon, oxygen, or hydrogen. Actually, the formula for asbestos is Ca2Mg5 open bracket OH close bracket 4 Si open bracket Si4 O11 close bracket 2. That is asbestos. Isn't that interesting? Last set of questions. 30 seconds each. First one. Evaluate tangent of twice the inverse sine of half. Yes.
Root 3.
Yes. Next one. Solve for x from the equation log of x plus log of the expression x plus 4 is equal to log of 12. Yes, which of you? Also appear.
Madam.
Quick.
The value of x is 2.
Yes. Last one, last question. The surface area of a sphere is numerically half of its volume. Find the radius, assume in centimeters. Yes, also appear.
Madam, the radius is 6 centimeters.
Yes. That's the end of the second round.
There's always that one individual so selfless and caring. The world still has caring people. Getting unexpected help is a joy for us. That's why at Prudential Life, we've introduced Ultimate, the no-lapse guarantee on your Premier and Classic farewell plans. The biggest challenge for most clients having a funeral policy is the fact that when they are unable to pay premiums due to financial challenges, the policies elapse and the full benefit falls off. We have introduced the no-lapse guarantee on our funeral plans.
The set of physics questions in the round. The last one was, why does it hurt less to break a fall slowly than to break a fall suddenly? MFANTSIPIM school attempted this question. It was answer bell, right? Okay, and he started by saying that the impulse will be less. That statement alone, I should have ignored everything else he said, because that statement is incorrect. The impulse will not be less. It will not be less. So although he went ahead to say the right answer, because he had started his answer with this wrong statement, I have to take the points from him. Yeah. So please, it was a speed race question. So we take that. Please keep them covered. Don't turn over until I ask you to, and don't begin until I ask you to. At the end of the second round, Ghana National College has 14 points. MFANTSIPIM School has 29 points. ADISADEL College has 29 points. We are at the top of round 3. This round has the problem of the day. The problem of the day is a single question to all 3 schools. From the time I ask you to begin, you have 3 minutes in which you can compose a response to the problem of the day. The problem of the day is worth 10 points. Please put your pens down, and let's turn over our sheets and read the problem of the day together. Problem of the day. A salesperson for a furniture company can be paid in one of 2 ways for the furniture he or she sells. Plan A, a monthly salary of 900 Ghana cedis plus a commission of 10% of sales. Plan B, a monthly salary of 1,200 Ghana cedis plus a commission of 15% of sales in excess of 8,000 Ghana cedis. Assume that the monthly sales always exceeds 8,000 Ghana cedis. For what amount of monthly sales is 1, income from Plan A equal to that of Plan B? Please find this monthly income. Then 2, income from Plan B is better than that of Plan A. Contestants, this is your problem of the day. You may now begin. Please stop writing and present your answers. ready. Contestants, please pick up your notepads and present your answers on the boards as you have them here. The contestants have presented their answers. Before I award the points, let's look at the suggested solution from the consultants. This is a problem in mathematics. So we are told about a salesperson who is following or who has the potential to follow two different plans. There's plan A, which gives a monthly salary of 900 Ghana cedis plus a commission of 10% of sales. And then plan B is a monthly salary of 1,200 Ghana cedis plus a commission of 15% on sales in excess of 8,000 Ghana cedis. Contestants were to assume that the monthly sales will always exceed 8,000 Ghana cedis, and they were to answer two questions. The first one was to find out the income from plan A, at what point the amount of monthly sales at which the income from plan A is equal to that of plan B, and then they were to find this monthly income. Okay, so this is how to go about it. You can let the monthly sales be X Ghana cedis, where, of course, X is greater than 8,000. In that case, we can set up an equation for the income from plan A. And this is 900 plus 0.1x. The 0.1 comes from the 10%. So we've converted it into a decimal. So 900 plus 0.1x. This is worth 1 point. Then the income from plan B is going to be 1,200 plus 0.15. That's the commission. The 15% commission has been converted to a decimal. 0.15 multiplied by x minus 8,000. If you set this up right, that's another point. Now, the question is asking for income from plan A to be equal to income from plan B. So you set those two equations to be equal. So you have 900 plus 0.1x is equal to 1,200 plus 0.15 multiplied by the expression x minus 8,000. 1 point for this. Then you continue, you expand. We're going to expand and eventually solve for x. So we have 1,200 minus 1,200 plus 0.15x is equal to the other side of the equation, which is 900 plus 0.1x. And this is equal to, when we simplify, we'll get 900 plus 0.1x is equal to 0.15x. So 900 is equal to 0.05x, and so 5x is equal to 90,000, and so x is 18,000. 1 point. So the required monthly sales is 18,000 Ghana cedis. 1 point. So for concluding on that, 1 point, just for concluding. Then the monthly income. We are also supposed to calculate the monthly income of the salesperson if they make this kind of money for the company. So the monthly income, you just substitute the value you have into either one of the equations. If we substitute into the first one, we'll have 900 plus 0.1 multiplied by 18,000, and this is 900 plus 1,800, and this amounts to 2,700 Ghana cedis. 1 point. All right. The second question contestants were to answer was to find the income from when the income from plan B is better than that of plan A. So for plan B to be better than plan A, we require the income from plan B to be greater than the income from plan A. So we set up this inequality. 1,200 plus 0.15 multiplying the expression x minus 8,000 is greater than 900 plus 0.1x. 2 points for setting the inequality up. Then we have 0.15x is greater than 900 plus 0.1x. So we can simplify. We have 0.05x is greater than 900, so 5x is greater than 90,000, and so x has to be greater than 18,000. Now we conclude nicely. We conclude nicely to say that plan B is better than plan A if the monthly sales exceeds 18,000 Ghana cedis. 1 point. Giving a total of 10 points. Now let's see what our contestants were up to. Ghana National. You set up the right equation for the monthly sales under Plan A. That was worth 1 point. Your equation for Plan B is not correct. Then you knew to set the two together. That's the easiest part of it because it's even in the question. So you set the two together, whatever it was. I was being generous, so I gave the 1 point. And then that's the end of it. The rest of it is incorrect. So you have 2 out of 10. MFANTSIPIM school, similar situation. You got the income from Plan A correct, but your calculation of the income from Plan B is incorrect. And then you set the two together, so since I'm being generous, I'm giving you the 1 point. That's the end of it. The rest is not meaningful. So you also have 2 out of 10. ADISADEL College, the first part, you got everything that was expected, except that you didn't calculate for the monthly income of the salesperson. I don't know whether you forgot. So for that part, it was worth 6 points. You have 5 out of the 6. Then the second part. You had everything as was expected. So you wind up with 9 out of 10. That's the end of the problem of the day and the end of round 3. Please pick up your notepads. Round 4. In this round, I'm going to be presenting you with statements. When you receive a statement, please consider the statement carefully and let me know whether it's true or false. If you're right, 2 points. If you're incorrect, you lose a precious point. You may choose not to respond, in which case that statement becomes available to the 2 other schools. A school may ring and attempt an answer. If right, 2 full points. If incorrect, there's that penalty, 1 point. Best wishes to all 3 schools. I'm starting with you in MFANTSIPIM school this time. Your statement. In a parallelogram, a diagonal is an axis of symmetry. Yes, also up here. Yes. In a rectangle, a diagonal is an axis of symmetry. Yes, Nathan David. Yes. Please, I can barely hear them. I can barely hear them.
When cleaning your vehicle by valeting, steaming, waxing or polishing, make sure the engine is also sound. Servicing your vehicle with gold synthetic oil and any quality gold oil massages the engine, removes deposit, protects it from wear and tear for longer lasting performance.
Yes, Quay.
False. False.
That's incorrect. It's a true statement. Polymers. Polymers classified as thermoplastics have weak interchain forces. Answer Bell.
True.
Yes. Thermocertain plastics do not melt on heating, but thermoplastics do melt on heating. Yes, Elizabeth Linda.
True.
Yes. Plasticizers are additives to polymers to make them more plastic and hard. Quay.
False.
Yes. A neutrino is always emitted in a beta decay process. Answer Bell.
False.
That's incorrect. A neutrino is a weakly interacting particle, and it has a very short range in matter. Elizabeth Linda?
True.
No, that's a false statement. In beta decay, the spread in energy of the emitted beta particle is accounted for by the energy taken up by the neutrino. Quay?
False.
No, that's a true statement. The progressive loss of energy at each trophic level in a food chain leads to an increase in the length of a food chain. Answer Bell.
False.
Yes. The progressive loss of energy at each trophic level in a food chain leads to a decrease in biomass at each successive level. Elizabeth Linda?
False.
No, that's a true statement. The progressive loss of energy at each trophic level in a food chain leads to an increase in the total number of organisms at each successive level. Quay?
False.
Yes. For the next set, I have a preamble to all schools. For a frequency distribution, that's the preamble. Okay, so the mean and the mode can be estimated from the histogram. Answer Bell.
It's false.
Yes. The median and the mean can be estimated from the histogram. Yes, Elizabeth Linda?
False.
Yes. The median and the mode can be estimated from the histogram. Yes, Quay?
False.
No, that's a true statement. When H2S reacts with SO2 gas in an aqueous solution to give elemental sulfur, it has acted as an oxidizing agent. Answer, Bell.
True. It's true.
No, that's a false statement. H2S gas bubble through KMNO4 solution will decolorize the solution. Yes, Elizabeth Linda.
True.
Yes. SO2 as a reducing agent reacts in an aqueous solution as trioxosulfate 4 acid. Yes, Quay?
True.
Yes. When a positively charged rod is slowly brought close to but not touching the cap of an undeflected electroscope, positive charges are induced on the leaves of the electroscope, which then deflect by repulsion. Answer, Bell.
True.
Yes. When the cap of an undeflected electroscope is touched with a positively charged rod and the rod is withdrawn, positive charges remain on the leaves of the electroscope, which then deflect by repulsion. Elizabeth Linda.
False.
Oh dear, that's a true statement. When a weakly negatively charged rod is slowly brought near, but not touching the cap of a positively charged electroscope, the deflection of the electroscope leaves increases. Yes, Quay?
False.
Yes. Last set of statements, last set. In mammals, the amniotic fluid envelopes the fetus in a homeostatic environment where the temperature is constant and the fetus loses no warmth in the process. Answer, Bell.
True.
Yes. The actual composition of the amniotic fluid remains unchanged irrespective of gestational stage. Yes, Elizabeth Linda.
False.
Yes. Last statement. In early fetal development, the volume of the amniotic fluid increases inversely with the dimensions of the fetus. Yes, Quay?
True.
No. That's a false statement. And that's the end of the fourth round. At the end of the fourth round, Ghana National College has 23 points. MFANTSIPIM School has 41 points. ADISADEL College has 42 points. This is a close contest which will be decided in this fifth and final round, round 5. In this round, I'm going to be reading out clues. Your objective is to solve the riddle. For an opportunity to solve the riddle, you must ring for it. May I hear your bell, Ghana National? Thank you. Yours, MFANTSIPIM. Thank you. And yours, ADISADEL College. If you solve the riddle on the first clue, 5 points. On the second clue, 4 points. On the third or any clue thereafter, 3 points. There are 4 riddles in all. First one. Best wishes, everyone. I am in the frequency distribution business. I am a frequency diagram. With me, proportions are illustrated as sectors. Yes, which of you, Sasu?
Pie chart.
You're right. The rest of the clues. With me, area of a sector represents the size of the data. I am some kind of a chart. I distribute completely in a circle, and everyone gets his fair share of the pie. And of course, it's a pie chart. They solved the riddle on the third clue, 3 points. Next one. I am a fundamental particle. I am classified as a lepton. I am more massive than an electron, but less massive than a nucleon. This prompted my initial designation as a meson, and I was the first meson. I am an unstable particle with a proper lifetime of 1.52 microseconds. I am produced in the upper atmosphere by cosmic rays, in which case I may have a range of high speeds. So who am I? Yes. Yes, Elizabeth Linda.
Quarks.
No, that's incorrect. Yes, Ansabel.
Tau.
No. Yes, Kwe.
Muon.
Is the muon. I read all the clues, 3 points. Next one. I am a physiological phenomenon. I was first described in 1904 by a Danish physiologist who is known for his 2 contributions to medical science. An 1891 study of the exchange of gases in respiration, and the discovery that the affinity of blood for oxygen depends on carbon dioxide. I showed that the presence of carbon dioxide, yes.
Bohr effect.
Yes. The rest of the clue. I show that the presence of carbon dioxide helps the release of oxygen from hemoglobin. And yes, it's the Bohr effect. I was reading the last clue, 3 points. Last one. I am an aromatic hydrocarbon. As a colorless crystalline compound, my melting point of 80 degrees Celsius is neither low nor high. Yes, Ansabel.
Phenylmethanoic acid.
That's incorrect. I continue. My molecular formula may fit into a general formula of CnH2n minus 2, which is
Toluene.
No. I continue. Which is not that familiar. I am a polycyclic compound. I am used as a moth repellent and an insecticide, despite the fact that I am solid at room temperature. To arrive at my structure, just fuse 2 benzene rings together to obtain a flat 10-carbon bicyclic structure. Who am I? Yes, Elizabeth Linda.
Naphthalene.
You are right. I read all the clues. 3 points, and that's the end of the 5th round.
Hello, audience. We have to do a presentation to the school, so please calm down. Let's finish with that, and then you can. Thank you.